Have you ever, just wished for a shortcut to suddenly be smarter?
Yeah, like absorbing everything instantly.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into a story about a groundbreaking experiment that promised just that.
But it also reveals the surprising, sometimes really heartbreaking costs of achieving that kind of intellect.
It's a deep dive into what it truly means, I think, to be human.
We're journeying with Charlie Gordon through Daniel Keyes' classic Flowers for Algernon.
And it's told entirely through his own progress reports, right?
That's right. It's not just a story, it's a first-hand account, really raw, of this radical intellectual transformation.
So our mission today.
We want to unpack Charlie's unique journey from profound simplicity to this isolating genius and then back again.
And uncover some surprising truths along the way.
Absolutely. About intelligence, empathy, human connection, all of it. You might actually find yourself rethinking what well-informed truly means by the end.
Okay, so we're going to hear directly from Charlie in his own words. We step into his world as we follow him from, like, the warmth of this bakery job
Yeah, familiar?
to the isolating cold of genius, and then eventually that hard-won peace. What grabs you most about that? About this human desire for knowledge that Charlie just embodies?
For me, it's that initial drive, that deep, almost primal need for acceptance that fuels his desire to be smart. It's not just about facts, it's about belonging.
Yeah.
The journey begins. Charlie's pre-surgery world.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Charlie Gordon. He's 32 years old.
Right, and he's working at Donger's Bakery, cleaning toilets, making deliveries, simple work.
And his biggest wish, it's just to be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple, but so profound for him.
He's even going to classes, right? At the Beekman College's Adult Center.
Yes, for what the book terms retarded adults, taught by Miss Kenyon, who becomes really important.
And Charlie writes it himself. He says, his mom always told me to try and learn. You can feel that earnestness.
Oh, definitely. And that longing you mentioned, it's key. It's not just about knowing things.
Yeah.
No, he wants to, and I'm quoting him loosely here, read and talk about important things like everybody else.
Right, to fit in.
And crucially, to impress his mother. That's a huge motivator.
And this is what leads him to the scientists.
Exactly. Professor Niener and Dr. Strauss, they're on the verge of this unprecedented intelligence-enhancing experiment.
And here's where it gets really fascinating. They're about to try this surgery on a human.
Which is a huge leap.
But they've only had real success with a mouse. Algernon.
Right. Little Algernon, the maze-solving superstar, he's incredibly fast.
And Charlie, he's tested against Algernon in these mazes.
And he keeps losing.
Consistently.
Which must be incredibly frustrating for him.
Oh, yeah. He sees Algernon as a direct rival, not just a lab animal, but like his competitor in this race to get smart.
That dynamic is set up so early.
It's absolutely crucial. It gives us Charlie's baseline intellectually, but it also sets up this parallel journey. Their fates are linked from the start.
You know, for the scientists, Algernon is just the proof of concept. But for Charlie, he's a symbol. A living, breathing symbol of the intelligence he desperately wants, but just can't reach yet.
Okay, so before the operation, let's talk about his social life. It's basically the bakery.
Entirely the bakery. He has good friends, Joe Carp, Frank Riley, Gimpy.
But are they really good friends? They say things like, he really pulled a Charlie Gordon that time.
And everyone laughs, including Charlie.
Right. He doesn't get that he's the joke. It's heartbreaking.
It really is. He talks about dancing on a table with a lampshade on his head at a bar, and everyone laughed.
And he thinks this means they like him.
Yeah. He just wants so badly to be smart like my best friends Joe Carp and Frank Riley. He has no idea.
That innocence, it's almost painful to read.
It's a perfect illustration of his pre-op state. This profound emotional innocence. He can't grasp social nuance or cruelty, really.
Laughter just equals affection in his world.
Exactly. And that deep need for connection, no matter how twisted the source, sets up such a stark contrast for what comes later.
So the operation gets the green light. His sister Norma gives permission. She's estranged.
Yes, estranged. And there are arguments between Niemer and Strauss. Ethical concerns, readiness.
But Charlie's chosen anyway.
Yeah, because he looked like the best one they tested so far. And crucially, Miss Kenyon.
His teacher.
She recommended me the best from all the people who she was teaching. Her belief in him is powerful.
So there's this moment of hope, but also, a lot of uncertainty hanging in the air. The operation and early changes, a slow ascent.
Okay, so the surgery happens. while he's asleep.
He wakes up, bandages on his eyes, expecting instant genius.
Pretty much. You can feel the hook and then the immediate disappointment.
Because Miss Kenyon has to break it to him gently.
Right. She tells him that's not the way it works, Charlie. It comes slowly, and you have to work very hard to get smart.
So it's not magic switch?
No. She explains the operation is meant to make the learning stick. Stick with me, he writes, and not be like it was before when it didn't stick so good.
So it's about retention, enhancing his ability to learn and keep it.
Exactly. That's the scientific goal. Cognitive retention.
Yeah.
It's not instant download. It's upgrading the hardware, so to speak. But Charlie doesn't get that at first.
No, he just feels frustrated for a while, right?
Oh, very. He feels sick and tired, gets headaches.
And he's still losing to Algernon in the mazes.
Which must be agonizing. He writes, I never knew before that I was dumber than a mouse. I hate the tests, and I hate the amazed, and I hate Algernon.
You can just feel his despair. He even starts doubting the whole thing will work.
It's such a human reaction. This isn't some easy fix. It underscores that real change, even scientifically driven change, is hard.
Yeah, it involves struggle, physical discomfort, emotional doubt.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that transformation rarely comes without a cost, without that internal battle.
But then things start to shift. Niemeyer gives him something new.
Yes, this teaching machine that works like TV. It's meant to teach him subconsciously while he sleeps.
Which sounds a bit creepy, honestly.
Charlie finds it scary and distracting at first. It's tapping into these, unseen mental processes.
Kind of foreshadowing the big changes to come.
Definitely. It hints at the brain's hidden potential, setting the stage for that intellectual explosion.
And then comes a major turning point, the mazes.
Yes. He finally starts beating Algernon.
He writes, I didn't even know I beat him until Bert Selden told me.
He was so focused. Then he lost the next time because he got too excited.
Huh, that's relatable.
But then he writes, after that, I beat him 8 more times.
Wow, okay. So even if he doesn't feel smarter yet.
The results are undeniable. It's external validation, proof that something is working.
This is the signal, the initial success.
It really is.
Yeah.
A clear sign the first phase worked. It's like the quiet before the storm, foreshadowing everything that's about to accelerate.
And soon after, the learning really takes off, right? Complex stuff.
Like punctuation. He struggles with commas, then one night, boom. The whole thing straightened out in my mind, he says.
Just like that.
Miss Kenyon thinks it's the TV working during his sleep. She says he reached a plateau that's like the flat top of a hill.
And he starts looking back at his old writing.
Yes, rereading his old progress reports. And he's just amazed, almost laughing at his own crazy spelling and punctuation. The change is becoming tangible to him. Intellectual explosion and social isolation.
Okay, so his mind isn't just growing now, it's like exploding.
It's accelerating at an incredible rate. And it shows up in practical ways, too.
Like at the bakery.
Exactly. He figures out a new way to set up the mixing machines, speeds up production.
Gets a bonus, a raise from Mr. Donner.
And then he's given Oliver's job as the new dough mixer, a job that usually takes years of training.
He's suddenly becoming incredibly valuable, intellectually.
Undeniably. The practical intelligence is soaring. But, and this is a huge...
The social side starts to unravel.
Completely. This is where you really see the double-edged sword. His professional life is taking off.
But his relationships at the bakery are falling apart. Those friends, Joe, Frank, Gimpy.
The ones who laughed at him. Now they're frightened.
They avoid him.
And when he confronts them, Frank just lashes out, calls him a big shot, a know-it-all, a brain, an egghead.
Wow. And Charlie understands why, doesn't he?
Painfully clearly. He writes, by my astonishing growth, I had made them shrink and emphasize their inadequacies. I had betrayed them, and they hated me for it.
That's incredibly insightful and sad.
Only one person defends him, Fanny Burton. But even she's uneasy. Says it ain't right.
Suggests it's unnatural, like playing God.
Kind of. Not meant for man to know more than was given to him to know by the Lord. It raises that question. If intelligence always is social good, or can it just build walls?
You brought up a good point earlier. Were they ever really friends? Maybe his new intelligence just exposed what was already there?
That's a very sharp way to put it. His intellect becomes this new kind of prison. The acceptance he had, flawed as it was, evaporates because he now makes them feel inadequate.
It highlights how messy human connection is. It's not just about shared smarts.
Not at all. Sometimes it's about shared vulnerability, shared limitations. His transformation shatters that.
And his personal relationships get complicated too, with Miss Kenyon, Alice.
Yes. He starts developing feelings, real feelings. They go on a date.
But his new intellect gets in the way.
In a way, he becomes incredibly critical, watches a film and dissects it, calls it pat and cheat because things felt forced.
Alice sees it, right? She says, "You're beginning to see what's behind the surface of things."
She does. But there's a huge disconnect. Intellectually, he's soaring. Emotionally, he's struggling, especially with physical intimacy.
Panic attacks.
Nausea.
Yes, and the irony is he can analyze anything, but he cannot understand his own emotional responses.
Which points to something deeper.
Exactly. It shows that cognitive leaps don't automatically translate to emotional maturity. There are these deep-seated psychological barriers his intellect can't just logic away.
And those barriers start coming up in therapy with Dr. Strauss.
Through free association, yes. These long-buried childhood memories start flooding back. Painful ones. His mother, Rose.
Punishing him for not learning, for being different. His father, Matt, often helpless.
His sister, Norma, resenting him, even lying about him.
And specific incidents, like that awful Valentine's story with Jaime and the locket, rejection, misunderstanding.
It paints a picture of a really difficult childhood.
It's crucial. It shows his past wasn't a blank slate. It was filled with trauma that shaped him profoundly.
So the old Charlie isn't gone.
Not at all. These memories explain so much about his current struggles, especially with intimacy and that fear of being unwanted. The new, smart Charlie is built on the foundations of the old one.
And then he faces this moral test at the bakery.
The Gimpy situation. He discovers Gimpy stealing from Mr. Donner, who's been so kind to Charlie.
It's not black and white for him, is it?
I know. He struggles. Report Gimpy, who has kids and a disability. Or stay silent and feel complicit. As guilty as he writes.
He confronts Gimpy indirectly.
Yes, which just leads to more anger and isolation.
It shows his moral compass is developing, grappling with real-world complexity.
Absolutely. Yeah. His intelligence forces him to see these gray areas, these difficult choices that his former self was oblivious to. Loyalty versus justice. It's tough.
And this growing intellect also puts him on a collision course with Niemeyer and Strauss.
Big time. He overhears them arguing about presenting the findings too early, worrying about their reputations, the perception of success.
Not about Charlie himself.
Exactly. And that's a moment of huge disillusionment for him.
He sees them not as giants anymore, but as
ordinary people. Flawed, ambitious, worried about what others think. He realizes they don't have all the answers, and they're afraid the rest of the world will find out.
Does that make them more human to him, or just smaller?
Probably both. It's the stripping away of his illusions about authority and knowledge. He goes from subject to critical observer.
It's an aha moment for the listener, too, right? Even experts have egos.
Precisely. It reveals the human element, the biases behind the science.
And inevitably, all this leads to him getting fired.
Yeah. Mr. Donner has to let him go. Says the others are scared to death of you. Frank and Joe admit they resent him.
Leaving him feeling utterly alone.
More alone than ever before, he writes. The intelligence he craved has pushed everyone away.
Love, identity, and the convention.
So his relationship with Alice, it keeps evolving, but not in a good way.
It's really painful. As his intelligence skyrockets, she starts feeling inadequate, dull-witted, she says.
Wow, she actually says that.
She admits it.
Yeah.
Next to you, I am rather dull-witted, and that he's basically shut me out of your life.
And Charlie sees it too.
He does. He recognizes his own confused feelings for her were maybe holding him back intellectually, but the gap is just too wide now.
It's such a tragic reversal. He grows, she feels diminished.
It really highlights how complex compatibility is. Extreme intelligence differences can create these huge emotional chasms. It's not just about liking the same things.
So if he moves out, gets a new apartment, and meets someone very different.
Faye, the free-spirited artist neighbor.
A total contrast to Alice.
Completely. Less intellectual, more spontaneous, comfortable with messiness, with life.
And the relationship becomes physical.
Yes. He finds a kind of relief in her uninhibited nature. But
Well, Charlie is still there.
always. It affects his ability to connect emotionally, even physically sometimes. He mentions getting drunk with Faye and how it lowered his barriers, revealing the old Charlie Gordon who was not really gone.
So it's not a replacement, it's layers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His identity is complex, layered. Those deep emotional patterns, the original self, they're much harder to erase than cognitive function.
Which brings us to the big convention in Chicago.
Right, where Niemeyer and Strauss are presenting their work, their triumph.
And Charlie. And Algernon. They're basically exhibits.
Literally! He feels completely dehumanized. He writes, "No one in this room considered me an individual, a human being,
Hmm.
just a specimen, a result."
That must be incredibly alienating. To be celebrated, but not seen.
It's deeply unsettling. It exposes the scientific detachment, the focus on the result over the person.
But this moment of objectification, it leads to something huge.
It's the catalyst. Right there, during Niemer's presentation, it hits him. This profound, awful
Right,
insight.
Algernon Gordon effect.
Yes, he realizes it, the flaw, that the accelerated intelligence must come with accelerated deterioration. The faster the rise, the faster the fall.
He sees his own future in Algernon's decline.
Precisely. And what does he do?
An act of rebellion. He deliberately lets Algernon out during the presentation. Chaos ensues.
Total chaos, and he confronts Niemer, tells him, "You've made a mistake, and after today, maybe it just won't matter at all."
And they escape together. Charlie and Algernon.
A powerful symbol of their shared fate.
Wow.
What was your gut reaction when you first encountered that moment? It just reframes everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's devastating.
Yeah.
His greatest intellectual achievement is realizing his own doom.
Yeah.
And he uses that intelligence not for glory, but for this act of defiance, of solidarity with Algernon.
Yeah.
Yeah, heartbreakingly brilliant, as you said.
It's the peak and the beginning of the end all at once. His intelligence finally serves his understanding, his acceptance of reality, the descent and acceptance.
So back in New York, the prediction comes true. The regression starts.
Swiftly,
Hmm.
painfully. He starts forgetting things, languages he learned.
Physical decline, too. Mental decline.
Yes, mirroring Algernon, whose behavior becomes more erratic until Algernon dies.
And Charlie understands what's happening.
Completely. The last things learned are first things forgotten, he observes. It's this terrible unraveling in reverse.
But scientifically, this parallel decline is significant.
Hugely. It confirms his Algernon Gordon effect hypothesis. It's tragic, but it provides a crucial data about the limits, the impermanence of this kind of induced intelligence.
It teaches us something about the brain, about consciousness, even in its loss.
Absolutely. About plasticity and maybe the essence of self.
And amidst this decline, he tries to reconnect with family,
Yes, he finds his mother, Rose.
who's suffering from dementia, it seems. Still lost in her old anxieties about him.
Tragically, yes. But in a really poignant moment, he gives her a copy of his scientific paper, The Algernon Gordon Effect.
Wow, does she understand?
It's unclear, but the gesture is powerful, and he reconnects with Norma, his sister.
And she's changed, matured.
Yes. They finally talk honestly about the past. She admits her guilt about lying, her resentment growing up because of his condition.
And Charlie, even as he's losing his intellect,
He achieves this profound emotional understanding. He gets why his mother was afraid, and he forgives her. He says, "Unless I forgive her, I will have nothing."
that's incredible. Emotional intelligence blooming as cognitive intelligence fades.
It's one of the most powerful ideas in the book, I think. True wisdom maybe isn't just about IQ points. It's about empathy, forgiveness, connection. He finds a peace there he never had at his peak.
So his money runs out, his abilities decline further. He makes a difficult choice.
To go back to the bakery.
The place where he was mocked, then feared.
But Mr. Donner takes him back, sympathetically, gives him his old job.
And his former friends. Gimpy, Joe, Frank.
Here's the quiet grace note. They welcome him. No more mocking. They actually protect him now.
Really?
Yeah. He finds real comfort in their simple friendship. He writes, "It's good to have friends."
So it's come full circle, but it's different now.
Profoundly different. He's returned, but he's changed emotionally. And he finds genuine acceptance, maybe for the first time, from the very people who once hurt him.
It challenges that idea that intelligence is the ultimate goal.
Completely. It suggests true fulfillment might be found in these simpler, authentic human bonds.
And the very end, it's just devastating. He goes back to Miss Kinnean's class.
Out of habit, just wanders in, then realizes his mistake when he sees her start to cry.
He doesn't want her pity.
No, he leaves before she really sees him, doesn't want her to feel sorry for me.
And his final decision.
To go to the Warren State Home and Training School, a place for people like me, he says. To spare the people who care about him the pain of watching his decline.
An act of profound selflessness.
It truly is. And his last request.
It's just heartbreaking for Miss Kinnean to put some flowers on Algernon's grave.
Yeah.
Outro.
Wow. Charlie Gordon's journey. Reading it through his own progress reports. It's just such a profound, unforgettable look at being human.
From that initial innocence through the dizzying heights and deep isolation of
To
genius.
that final, quiet acceptance. It's a unique window into the mind, but also the heart. It's so much more than just science fiction.
Absolutely. And this deep dive, it really forces you, doesn't it, to reconsider how we define intelligence, how we define worth.
Is being brilliant the be-all and end-all?
Or is there this immense value, this true strength in empathy, in kindness, in connection? Things Charlie arguably finds after his peak intelligence.
Regardless of cognitive ability.
Exactly. And his final act, choosing to protect others from his pain. That feels like a very powerful answer.
So, thinking about all this, what does it mean for you, listening right now? When you reflect on Charlie's journey, what kind of smart do you value most? In the world, maybe in yourself?
Is it that raw processing power? Or is it the quiet strength of emotional understanding, of connection?
Or maybe something else entirely that Charlie's story kind of shines light on?
Yeah, it's not just about an experiment gone wrong. It's an invitation, I think, to really consider how we see people who are different.
Whether we perceive those differences as limitations, or maybe, as Charlie shows us, as extraordinary, complex, and sometimes heartbreakingly beautiful gifts.